everybody, welcome to Seattle Refined. I'm Garth Swanson. It is Friday, and this is our special TGIF edition of the show. It is a big day for 15,000 students and faculty as they take part in We Day at Key Arena. We Day is a celebration of people around the world filling 16 stadiums in the United States, Canada, and the UK. Everyone involved pledges to change the world and make it better. Today's event brings together A-list performers and sports stars, but the most inspirational speaker might be We Day ambassador Spencer West. This guy is the coolest cat around. This guy lost both of his legs from the pelvis down at the age of 5.
We Day is all of you.
Today you had a huge event at the Key Arena. I mean, talk about inspiring kids in our area. That's huge for us.
Yeah, you know what? What's so cool about We Day in particular is, you know, I've had the opportunity to travel with We Day for the last almost 10 years now, and Seattle was the first city in America that said we want this, and we're excited about this. Yeah, and so for me, it's a little nostalgic because being an American living in Canada and seeing the reach that we've had in Canada, you know, with so many youth, I thought, why haven't we brought this to my home country yet? And so for me, I always get excited and, again, nostalgic to bring it here because I think what it does, what We Day does, is it provides a space for kids to recognize that they're not alone. And that we had 15,000 kids here at the Key Arena today, and that they realize that there's other kids out there that believe in the same thing they do. And that we also want them to know that we see them. We see the work that you're doing, and we want you to know that you're celebrated and that we're grateful for what you've done. But keep doing it.
You know, man, I can't believe what you're doing. I mean, it's, you talk about motivational, talk about inspiration, I mean, and you're doing it.
Yeah, you know, I think it's this idea of using what you're given to have a career but also give back at the same time. You know, it's really important to me.
So many guys without legs would have just given up, but not you. You've done a 180 and you've really put a positive spin on it. I mean, it's really incredible, and you give so much back. Talk a little bit about that, what it means to you.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first thing that's really important to note is my legs never worked. So when I was born, I had a genetic disease and I could never move them. It caused the muscles not to work. So for me, I never really had anything taken away, you know what I mean? Where I feel like some folks who have had the use of their legs and then they don't have the use anymore, it's a bit harder to adjust. So I think it's important to note that. But the other thing too that I feel really grateful for is that my parents, from the time that I was born, they never treated me differently. And I had the opportunity to write a book a bit about my story, and I asked them why they raised me to be that way. And they said, listen, we wanted you to not think you were different so that you would take the risks that you needed to become your own person. And so I think that foundation started with them, and then I sort of took it from there and thought, well, they taught me how to do these things. Well, why can't I do these things? And well, maybe I can climb Kilimanjaro and raise $500,000 for clean water. And you know what I mean? So it started with that foundation of those two things.
Forget the can'ts, forget the won'ts, and focus on the hows.
I hope at the end of the day that people see past like the grandeur of it and recognize that, listen, we all have some sort of challenge. And that if I can face my challenges and then I can also give back at the same time, hopefully that gives other people the power to recognize that they can do the same thing. Because to be very honest, Garth, I never set out to be an inspiration, and that is definitely not my goal to this day. I just want to do the things that I'm passionate about and take action on them, and hopefully be an example for other people like, oh, he did that, cool, now I can do this. To know that there are kids out there doing this, I just want to work alongside of them too, and soak up their knowledge and their inspiration.
Spencer, you're doing great work.
Thanks, buddy.
People here in Seattle love you.
Oh, thank you.
Appreciate it, man. You know, in my life, I am never going to complain again after talking to Spencer. What a great guy, man. All right, did you know tomorrow is Record Store Day? It's an event that started 10 years ago, celebrating independently owned record stores around the world. Each year, there's also an ambassador. In years past, it's been artists such as Dave Grohl, Jack White, Iggy Pop, and Chuck D. This year, the honor goes to St. Vincent. Also part of this year's Record Store Day, David Bowie and Prince will be honored with releases of their music. There are more than 20 local record stores planning to participate, including Neptune Music Company, Jive Time Records, and Wall of Sound. Well, if live music is more your jam, Upstream Music Festival is headed our way in just a couple of weeks. And every week leading up to the big event, we've been profiling a local band or an artist. This week, we visited the Court on the Square, one of the many non-traditional venues being used for Upstream, and met up with a band called Sisters.
I wonder if you'll ever see.
We're sisters. I'm Andrew.
I'm Emily. We're all about about music.
We're all about music.
As you might be able to tell, Andrew and Emily of Sisters aren't actually sisters. So how did they get their name?
It kind of started out as, I don't know, like a, hey, what do you think about this?
I think you thought it was kind of funny. Not funny, haha, but like...
Funny like, wow, that's perfect.
That's ironic.
And
yeah.
I can't believe how perfect it is. And then we were like, well, let's just roll with it. And then we were like, maybe we should call ourselves something other than Sisters, because you can't find us anywhere on the internet. But so we tried to undo it, and it just, there's nothing else. No other name.
That's all we could be.
Everybody always asks, or I get asked all the time, like, okay, who's the lead? And I'm like, no, really, we both sing. And they're like, yeah, but who's the lead? No, we both do it.
We're just like in our own little like orchestra pits.
Pods.
On either side of the stage.
2 pods.
Surrounded with instruments.
2 peas, 2 pods.
Yeah.
Sisters has had a banner year so far, touring and doing festivals all over the country, as well as recording.
We just put our debut album out on Valentine's Day, Drink Champagne. It's doing well, we're excited. We're already working on our next album.
Yeah,
You can't stop us, you know?
We get fidgety. We get real fidgety.
We do. We have like super ADD.
Yeah.
We're just like, gotta keep moving.
And they're also excited to be a part of Seattle's newest festival, Upstream.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing how Upstream is planning to support the music community, because like I said, I think there's a great opportunity for it.
Everybody, all the musicians, when we've talked about it, it's just kind of a buzz and excitement about it. Like everyone, like no one's really sure how it's gonna turn out, and everyone's kind of like excited to see.
There's also quite a buzz about where the festival is taking place.
I like that it's in Pioneer Square, because it's like the historic part of Seattle that like you never get to play here. And it's always like Bumbershoot or whatever it is, and it's all like built stages in a field kind of a thing. But this is like kind of creepy part of town. I don't know, there's like, it's cool to be here.
Historic and creepy.
Historic and creepy, and I used to live in Pioneer Square. I don't know, I'm excited to be in this part of town.
Like,
and
I wonder if we're gonna play at like the Central or the J&M.
maybe we're gonna play somewhere haunted.
Yeah.
Probably
Underground?
both. Underground, you know, the
Can we
underground.
play underground?
Like from the old city when they had to rebuild.
If you haven't decided yet where we're playing, I'm officially lobbying for us to play the underground.
And by the way, our sponsor, Upstream Music Festival, is hosting their big event in just 3 weeks. Can you believe that? You can find information on tickets, artists, and a whole lot more on our website at seattlerefined.com/upstream. Seattle Refined is just getting started. The unicorn trend continues, and the opening film for SIFF is revealed. We're talking about what's hot in Seattle right now. Plus, a local teen follows her dream to make movies. We'll take you behind her film, soon to be featured in the world's largest teen film festival. We're back right after this.
To discover.
Attention.
Man, you gotta love it. It's Friday, right? Welcome back to Refined. We're inching closer to May, and for Seattle, that means it's nearly time for the 43rd Annual Seattle International Film Festival. And here to talk about SIFF and everything else that's happening around Seattle, of course, our managing editor, Britt Thorson, joins us now on Friday. I love Friday. It's sunny. Here we go. I'm in a great mood today.
I know, right? And even better, so this is what I love about SIFF. Seattle, we don't really have that many opportunities to have red carpet events, right? I mean, we're Seattle, we're not LA, but SIFF is the one time every year where we can all get dressed up, go to the red carpet for opening night, do multiple events, and that's why we get so excited every year when they release what they're going to debut on the opening night. And this year it is a film called The Big Sick. It's produced by Amazon Studios and Judd Apatow, and it's about a Pakistani-born comedian and grad student who fall in love. and they kind of are going through the relationship and having kind of some struggles as all their cultures clash and their families clash a little bit. So got some great actors in there. We still don't know who is going to actually be here on the opening night. They usually have someone kind of involved with the film, so whether that's the producer or one of the actors or
and we
actresses.
get a lot of A-list people up here too. It's really becoming a big deal.
It is. I mean, it is like kind of one of the big Pacific Northwest film festivals. You know, SIFF, and again, one more reason why we love Seattle, right? Is because we are constantly growing and constantly kind of like evolving into different, you know, arenas. So I'm really waiting to see like which of the stars are going to be here.
Oh, there are a ton. Okay, we're going to continue to talk about SIFF, but if you're a fan of the movies, you only have to wait one more week for the National Film Festival for Talented Youth, also known as NIFTY. It showcases the work of hundreds of filmmakers, all under the age of 24, and from all over the world. NIFTY is the world's largest film festival for emerging film directors. Now, we spoke with one Seattle teen who hopes her story and film will inspire and educate everyone who sees it.
I would describe myself as a paint-by-numbers person.
I wanted to be able to tell a story about my perfectionism and how that works with art, because art never is perfect and you're always working towards something that may never be completed.
Peyton Miller is 18 years old and a senior at Seattle's Holy Names Academy. At 9 years old, doctors diagnosed Peyton with juvenile type 1 diabetes.
Having type 1 diabetes has forced me to go beyond what's comfortable for me and realize that my life isn't going to be the way I plan it to be, and that my numbers aren't always going to be steady. And that's how film is for me too. Every time we get on set, there's something that goes wrong, but there's always something that I learn from it, and there's a story that comes out of it.
And my blood sugar was somewhat elevated.
One story that came out of Peyton's experiences is her documentary short, Paint by Number Person.
The type 1 diabetes story that I told with Paint by Number was really important for me to share, because I think there's a lot of misunderstanding that goes on with juvenile type 1 diabetes.
She originally produced the 2-minute film for her entry to Chapman Dodge College.
You had to tell a story under 2 minutes about yourself that separates you from other people.
Now the National Film Festival for Talented Youth has accepted that film and will feature it here in Seattle next weekend.
It's just so exciting to see your work up on a big screen and then have people come to you and talk to you about how they related to the story, or how that impacted them. To be able to connect with the audience, that's so important to me. So the most important thing for me in watching this film is that people open up more with their friends and their family and even strangers, and realizing that there's a benefit to being vulnerable with people, and just the growth that can happen when you open up with others.
Peyton's film, Paint by Number Person, will play Sunday, April 30th at SIFF Cinema Uptown. For more information, all you have to do is check out our website. All right, speaking of our website, anybody who knows me here at Como knows that every morning I come in with my iced Americano.
Yep.
What is the deal with Starbucks? They're coming out with something freaky right now.
And the funny thing is, Gard, I think you haven't tried what we're about to talk about, which is the unicorn frappuccino yet, and I think you would hate it, because it is probably the exact opposite of what an iced Americano is.
Completely opposite.
And if you have been anywhere online, you've seen this thing. This is blowing the entire internet up. We're not just talking about Seattle Refined, we're talking about the world. Starbucks has announced that they're, for the next couple days, selling this unicorn frappuccino, and people are losing it.
Do you mix the thing, or what?
No. You just go to a Starbucks, you order it. It changes color. It has all these crazy sprinkles on it. It looks apparently like a unicorn, and people, I think, are buying it more so they can take a photo with it than actually taste it. I was looking up I wanted to know what it tasted like without actually having to taste it myself, and someone wrote online that it tastes like birthday cake and shame.
That's funny.
Isn't that amazing? Because someone, the Starbucks always lists the sugar content and all the caloric content. It's got 59 grams of sugar in it, which is about...
No, you're going to be buzzing like my shoes.
Yeah, it's about double what you want to have in your everyday. But I mean, it kind of might be worth it just to take that little selfie, right?
Okay, now what's going on with this poutine stuff, this gravy stuff? This is a big hot item right now.
So, and it's funny that we're talking about this back to back with the unicorn frappuccino, because now in my head, I'm picturing poutine and unicorn frappuccinos together, and that feels like a recipe recipe for disaster. But this is something I can get behind. We have a list of the top 5 places in Seattle to find poutine because I'm tired of everyone thinking that you have to go to Canada to get poutine. And obviously we're very close to Canada, so it's an easier trip. But we've got it here, and if you want some of this crispy fried gravy cheese curd delight, all you got to do is check out SeattleRefined.com. There are places locally you can get it.
I'm already feeling full. All right, Britt Thorson, Seattle Refined, here every Friday. Thank you, Britt.
Thanks.
Well, are you a big Seahawks fan with a passion for dance? You might be just what the Sea Gals need. I'll explain next on Seattle Refined. Don't go anywhere. Keep it here on Refined.
Here at Seattle Refined, we never get tired of hearing from you. Like us on Facebook, tweet us your story ideas, or shoot us an email telling us what you want to see on the show. You can find our inbox at hello@SeattleRefined.com. Seattle Refined will be right back.
Welcome back to Seattle Refined. We're still about 4 months away from the NFL football season kicking off, but tomorrow it is a big day for women looking to join the players on the sidelines. We're talking about, of course, the Sea Gals, and joining us now is Sea Gals choreographer Courtney Moore to talk all about, you got a big day tomorrow. You got the big tryouts, right?
Huge day.
So tell me about that. How, if a young lady's watching, can she just show up?
She absolutely can. Our only requirement is that you're 19 or over. So tomorrow, starting at 10 a.m. at VMAC in Renton, our preliminary auditions. So you come, go to seagals.com to get all the information on what you need to bring with you. But you register and you'll get a number.
So it's completely open to everybody?
It's open, yes.
Wow.
We are looking for beautiful, fit, talented dancers. And so at prelims, you'll come in, you have 1 minute with you and between 2 and 3 other girls. You come in at the same time, and it's our director, Sherry Thompson, and myself in the room with you, and you'll dance for 1 minute freestyle. So that is your best version of your talent. So if you're a trained technical dancer, we love to see technique. If you have done hip hop your whole life and that's what you want to bring to the table, that's fabulous. If you're a gymnast and that's your forte, bring that in. We basically in that round are looking at you. Do we want to keep watching you? Are you fun to watch? Are you in shape? Do you look like you fit the mold of what we're looking for? And then we'll make a cut. After that cut, you're invited into semifinals. And at that point, I will teach you a dance that is very similar to what we would do on the sidelines. So it's our signature style. You'll learn the choreography.
And then how many ladies are we talking here? How many are going to show up tomorrow? What do you cut it down to? And then how quickly are they going to become a Sea Gal?
Every year is different. So let's just say tomorrow 150 girls come. Usually after prelims, we cut it in half.
Wow.
So when they come back on Sunday to do the choreography that was taught on Saturday, at that point, that usually gets cut in half too.
And then real quick, what are their responsibilities? Of course, they're there at the games cheering on the team and getting the fans involved, but what else do you do? Real quick, we have about a minute.
We do so much in the community, so it's not just about dancing on the sidelines. It is about being a brand ambassador for the Seahawks. We do a ton of charity work. If you're asked to be on show group, you get to travel all around the world and dance for the troops.
And you guys get paid.
And we get paid. You get paid for everything you do.
How much do you get paid? Can you tell me? Can you leak that information to me?
I can't give you all of our secrets.
All right, real quick, let's talk about your shoes. We only have about 30 seconds. You're wearing it now. This is a Seahawk pump right here.
This is. Look at that. Actually, one of the girls from the team made them for me.
Oh,
so
those are spectacular. You got the sequins on it. You got the Seahawk.
Yes.
Well, Courtney Moore, I know you got a busy day tomorrow.
Yes.
All right.
Hopefully everyone comes out. We'd love to make a new beautiful squad for 2017.
All right, Sea Gals at the VMAC tomorrow. Show up. Anybody. If you're a young lady, you can show up and maybe become a Sea Gal like yourself.
Good luck.
Yeah, she was one for 7 years. All right, there's more Refined ahead. Keep it right here. We're coming back after this. All right, you know it's Friday. All right, we're just about finished with this episode of Seattle Refined. As we end the show, here are some of our favorite photos and moments of the week. Again, have a great Friday today and a weekend, everybody.